Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Cosmicverse titled Modern Women Are Attacking Men for Going Their Own Way. It's crazy how modern women can't stand the idea that men don't need them. Let's jump into it.
What is your body count?
42.
36.
In the 40s. But
My body count when I was 14 was 7.
honestly, I lost count.
Yeah, I just don't know all of them.
How old are you?
18.
19.
Whole phases are very much necessary.
There's 5 dudes at my house, okay? All of them trained.
I've slept with like a whole friend group. I got blacked. This guy's 20 minutes after I his best friend.
And it's been said that I've got some good.
What we gotta rate ourselves?
A 10.
10.
A 10.
The concept of the 304 phase for modern women has completely destroyed their value simply because it proves that they have no respect for their own bodies. And if they can't even respect themselves, guys, how are they supposed to have respect for a man?
Men are the least needed members of society.
I really hate it when men are like, if I'm paying all the bills, then you should at least be cooking and cleaning the house.
Rule number 1 to being a boss bitch is being a bitch.
I used to date for personality, but now I'm dating for money.
Stop dating broke boys.
Here are a list of things I expect men to do in marriage. 1, pay the rent, mortgage, and 2, to do most of the cooking.
7-figure men do go for me.
A man doesn't need to take care of me. I'm gonna have my own kids. I have a baby. I'm keeping it this time.
5 dudes. That's what's up.
These women act like their demands and insufferable attitudes makes them desirable. It doesn't.
You can tell if a man truly loves you if he's willing to provide for his entire family. That means he's investing 100% in you. Really loves you, he wants to take care of you. He wants to make your life comfortable. If he's telling you that you can stay home, then that means that he's all in. That man truly loves you and cares for you.
Why is it always the men that you're not interested in, the ones that are just so persistent? Like,
She's trying to figure out a way to ask why is it that only men who talk to her are the men that she doesn't find attractive, but she's trying to put it in a way that doesn't make her look vain. She failed that attempt altogether.
I'll literally ghost them, and then they just keep texting me like, let me take you out for a drink. Like, why isn't it that the men that I wish would put in more effort just don't? And the ones that I'm not interested in do? Why? Like, make that make sense, please.
Madam, those are the men that are within your league, and you absolutely hate that. That's why you get so upset when the men above you don't want you.
Okay, can someone please explain this to me? I'm a 10. I'm a gorgeous, beautiful, successful, kind-hearted, loving person looking for, a decent guy to go out with. And then sometimes, obviously, I give the guy that's like a 4 or 5, a chance. And I'm like, yeah, let's give it a try. And they can love bomb you in the beginning, right? The first time, the second time, and then the third time when they have like a certain expectation of you.
One thing to remember, guys, whenever a modern woman refers to a man as a 4 or 5, he's not actually an average man. He's a man who meets her standards, and he doesn't want her for more than bedroom fun.
Or they're looking for something. I don't fucking get it, but that's what I'm looking for, an answer. I don't get it. When they don't get that, they fucking drop you. From like up here, you're down like to the ground, and you're so dysregulated, you're processing, you're like, why the f did I give you a chance to be treated this way? Because I cannot process that. Like, who the fuck are you? Why did I do that? Like, I'm sitting next to you at the restaurant. I'm so, like, ashamed of all the looks that I'm getting. Everybody's like, are you okay? Like, why are you with this guy? And here I am. Oh my fucking God. Why?
There wasn't a single soul that was paying attention to her or her date. Unless a scene is being made, most customers just want to eat their meals in peace.
Guys, let's get our passports, bro. They don't appreciate us here.
It's an opportunity for them to go in search of spouses who they feel are going to be more subservient to them and do what they want, basically some sort of indentured servitude.
It's easier for these men to go overseas, get one of these victims.
A lot of these passport bros are exploiting a power imbalance economically,
Y'all are taking advantage of these women.
If you feel that you need to go to Antarctica to marry a polar bear,
But they're still doing the, oh, we're just going to leave and go to another country and find women. Or you're going to die alone. Good luck dying alone with your cats.
get a polar bear.
The core criticisms of the passport bros are illogical and many times incredibly bigoted. They accuse men of being exploitative as if the women overseas don't have a choice. They are very quick to forget that consent is a thing, even in foreign countries, by the way.
Yeah, it is much easier for these passport bros to go to other countries and exploit younger, more impressionable, less educated or uneducated girls living in poverty.
You know why? Because we don't care.
Look, we don't care. We do not care.
American women are getting kind of upset that men are leaving America to find their woman. No, honey, we are not upset. We're amused, and we find it very funny.
No, they are incredibly upset. For years, modern women have been brainwashed into thinking that they have a natural right to men, that they can treat men like crap and men have no choice but to accept them. Men simply said no, and they're incredibly upset about that.
Because a lot of the men leaving the U.S. to find their wife abroad, they're only doing so because they believe women in the U.S. have standards that are too high. So they're going abroad because they believe that the cultural and language barriers will allow them to find a wife that's easy to manipulate, to control, to lie to, and that your standards are going to be lower than ours. Wherein, in reality, your standards are going to be the same, if not higher, than women in the U.S. So we're actually waiting for the ball to drop when they realize this, that they're not going to get what they wanted, that they're not going to find somebody to manipulate. So you could have that.
These women revel in the misery and loneliness of men, and when they're not suffering, they are salivating for the next opportunity for them to do so. What a miserable way to live a life.
I went on a date where I offered to pay, and he let me. You're done. You're done.
Never feel guilty for having to walk away from the good guy. Just because he's a good guy, just because he's a gentleman, just because he treats you well, just because he's generous, just because he's successful and he's nice and all of those things, that's not a reason alone to choose him. He could be a good guy, but that doesn't mean that he is good enough for you. That doesn't mean that he is right for you, and you should not have to compromise on your standards or your non-negotiables because he's a good guy.
It's a statement that proves there's no point to being chivalrous. Even when a man makes all of the right moves and does all of the things that they demand, they'll still leave because there's just no spark. So what's the point in the first place?
Men should already be good men. They should already have character traits that are suitable for your relationship. They should already be chivalrous. They should already be generous. They should already have success in their life. They should already have these characteristics as a decent human being. That is not a reason to choose him. And we really need to stop putting these men on a pedestal because they're nice, because they're good men, because they're generous. Like, they should already be that way.
Simply put, it's not enough to meet the standards of the modern women. The man must not only meet the standards, but rise above them just to have a mere shot with a woman who can't even appreciate anything he does in the first place.
This is my petition to bring back manly men.
Oh, manly men are in demand again, are they? Let me guess. Someone must have needed something.
Just tell me why I was at the airport yesterday and I asked two grown-ass men to help me put my fucking suitcase up in the overhead bin.
Yep, called it. Because the only time that some of those strong, independent women seem to want manly men around is when they find out they can't do something all by themselves.
She's forgetting two things. First, people aren't supposed to touch other people's luggage on an airplane. Second, if you can't lift your carry-on luggage over your head, then maybe you should be packing less and traveling lighter.
They both said no. One of them was like, if you can't put it up yourself, go check it at the gate.
I feel that's a perfectly valid response. After all, if a woman can't handle her own baggage, why should she try to hand it off to a man to deal with?
I was like, jaw dropped, because what's your issue?
There's no issue. They've probably just been listening to what a lot of women out there have been saying, that they don't need or want men for anything.
If I could, I would, but I just can't. I'm 5 feet tall. I literally weigh 90 pounds, and you think I can barely reach up there. What's your issue? Hello? I don't... What?
Maybe. Just maybe, a person should have taken a little more responsibility for their own actions, not taken on more than they're physically capable of handling themselves, and then expect others, specifically men, to do the work for them.
Even if a man did help her put up her luggage, she'd only be thankful if that man met her standards. If he doesn't, that man would probably come across as creepy.
maybe learning the language, but to hunt down other Black American men to complain about them leaving, why do you? I don't understand. Why do you care? And also, let's be honest about it, fellas. The women that have something to say about the passport bros, they're ugly. I'm sorry, I can say it. I'm a female. They're big as hell. You got Big Shirley. You know, it was that other broad that looked like the comedian that was, oh, a man has to do work around the house. And when she cross-eyed as shit, come on, saying, men got to do work around the house and all this other crazy. That doesn't make any sense.
If a man is getting with a woman that she deems as quote-unquote ugly, then what does it matter? He's getting with a woman that he cares about. It's none of her business, but she can't help but shove her nose in places where it doesn't belong.
The 3 types of women you should avoid. Miss Critical. If she finds flaws in every little thing, like the wine you buy, the way you drive, the movie you pick, you're in for a lifetime of misery. The Avoidant. If she pulls back when you show affection and only shows affection when you pull back, get off the seesaw. The Drama Queen. Unless you want to audition for a Real Housewives spinoff, stay away from girls who create more stress than fun.
The fact that these qualities are so prevalent that it requires advice videos just reinforces the fact that modern women are not worth a good man's time.
When are we going to escape this mentality? She said that these bros are not marrying foreign women because they speak little English or because they have a lack of education, but because they're more nourishing and more caring. You're describing a maid, a free lift and one for the rest of your life at that. And at the end of the video, she's like, oh, this is mutually beneficial, and if it doesn't work out for you, just leave. Leave where? With who? With what money?
Honestly, it's incredibly racist to say that women in these countries are just easily impressed women who don't speak English, but that really can't be the case if the cities where they live have McDonald's and Starbucks all over the place.
In a foreign country where you speak little English and have little education, just do like a little more thinking, girl. Why do they want to marry a woman that can't speak the predominant language? Because they're easier to control. It's not as easy as you're saying. So stop misinforming people. Stop defending these lowlives who are preying on our sisters.
That woman couldn't care less about the sisterhood. She would gladly stab a fellow sister in the back if it means getting the man she desires.
Here's what I've learned about men. They are natural born providers. They love it. Even when they act like they don't, trust me, they do. It is in their nature. They thrive when they're providing. It is tied to their sense of masculinity. Anyways, where I'm going with all of this. Ladies, if a man is not taking care of you and he's seeing you, that is a direct reflection of how he feels about you and the relationship.
These women are not talking about providing, they're talking about paying rent. A man is expected to pay for everything, give her presents and all this other crap, and in return she will provide a minimum amount of affection for a limited period of time. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.